Welcome back for another video. In today's video I'll be running through the Gameweek26 Team Selection, transfer plans and thoughts heading into this game week. It's another short turnaround this game week as we look ahead to a Saturday deadline. If you'd like to follow my team throughout the season, don't forget to hit subscribe. And if you'd like to support me by becoming a patron or a YouTube member, the perks are the same, which includes early access to videos and a private channel on the Discord where I'll give team feedback. Links are in the description to both. Just before we jump in, today's video is sponsored by Spitch, which is a free app on both iOS and Android. A link to the app's at the top of the description. Spitch complements FPL very well. You create a lineup within the budget and you score points based on how they do. What sets it apart is you pick a fresh team every game week, almost like having a wildcard every week, and on top of that you can win cash prizes. You can even join mid-game week, so if you miss the early kickoff you're fine. I love the concept as it's a lot more fun than putting a bet on a game. However, since you can play for money, it's 18 plus only. It also supports the channel, so give it a try and see what you think. Thank you again to Spitch. To download the app, simply hit the link at the top of the description. Enjoy the video. A quick look back at how Gameweek 25 went. 76 points all out, which was a small red arrow from 72nd to 78th. It was a mixed bag of a game week. Cucurella was a good move, as we otherwise would have called upon Livramento's 1-pointer. We got Dawson's 7-pointer off the bench, which was fortunate, and Bruno's late goal was the fine margin between a poor and a great captaincy. The most frustrating part was Salah's blank, as it was the last game week where he was somewhat of a differential, and any returns from him would have been huge. His ownership will go through the roof for the double game week. Bowen was outstanding again, Rafinha not so much, he was subbed off at half time. We're still hunting the long-awaited green arrow and we're looking for our 16th consecutive game week in the top 100. Onto the double game week 26 team selection and transfer plans. Ramsdale starts in goal for an excellent fixture pair, playing both games at home against Brentford and Wolves. All the way back in game week 20, the decision was made to drop Foster rather than Ramsdale, albeit an expensive keeper pairing due to the number of postponements this season. With some forward thinking, we're finally at the point to benefit from that decision, with De Gea's double last game week and Ramsdale's this game week. Man United don't have any more postponements currently, while Arsenal have 3 more, and there's a chance of Arsenal getting a double game week 28, which would add to the benefit of that decision. Trent gets the vice captaincy for Liverpool's unbelievable back-to-back home games against Norwich and Leeds. No defender has more points and no defender can beat his 9.14 expected assists or 183 crosses. In fact, Robertson is the second highest for crosses on 129. You could make the case for captain Trent if you feel that Salah is rested for one of Liverpool's 2 games ahead of their League Cup final and you fancy Trent to start both, but it's a very risky bet against the Egyptian. It's also not out of the question for Klopp to decide to play someone like Milner or Gomez in right back, but we'll certainly be hoping he doesn't. Cancelo has a single game week against Tottenham this Saturday. He's shown us time and again why we shouldn't even consider benching him regardless of opponent, after hitting double-digit points against the likes of Chelsea twice and Man United. He finally got the rest against Norwich, which we suspected could happen, and he played midweek in the Champions League. I fully expect him to return to the starting 11 for this one. Cucurella completes the back 3 for the fixture against Burnley. It's a very reasonable fixture, though he could drop to the bench, which we'll discuss at the end of the video in the transfer plans. Dunk got a red card in the match versus Man United and he'll certainly be missed for Brighton. Cucurella is a bonus point machine, though in the double both Webster and Lamptey got an attack in return when they kept the clean sheet versus Watford, so he wasn't near the bonus in the end. Salah gets the triple captaincy for this game week. He could have over 1 million new owners by the deadline and he's comfortably top for predicted points this game week. If he split his season up into pairs of fixture and add the points up, you'll see exactly what he's capable of over 2 fixtures. Most notably in Game Week 8 and Game Week 9 he scored 37 points across 2 separate game weeks. If he even gets around half that, I'd be happy with that off a triple captaincy return. I don't think it's worth being too concerned by the possibility of Salah getting benched for 1 game. It's entirely possible, but he's capable of returning with limited minutes, whether that's from an early substitution in 1 game or an appearance off the bench. Fernandes faces Leeds, who haven't kept a clean sheet since Game Week 14, and over that period they've conceded 26 goals at a rate of 2.9 per game. It's a really tricky one this game week, as you can make the case for getting rid for someone like Son, who has the double. He got a late goal against Brighton, which was enough to notch him 3 bonus too, so there's certainly a temptation to keep hold. Jota made a cameo off the bench in the Burnley game after a reported knock in training. He was evidently fine but not able to start from the beginning, so we'll hope he's fully recovered and he starts for the game against Norwich, which does look an unbelievable fixture. Bowen faces Newcastle at home for a great single game week fixture. He's on 8 goals and 13 assists for the season, which means he's matched his goal tally from last season and he's more than doubled his assist tally in less minutes. He looks a seasoned keeper with his form and his price, so whenever the wildcard rolls around we'll certainly keep hold. Rafinha completes the midfield, who is a concern after being substituted by Bielsa at half-time in the loss against Everton. I'd assumed at first it must have been due to injury, but Bielsa said it was tactical and Raf wasn't having the best game. It's the first time he's been subbed at half-time all season, but we'll hope he puts in a better performance for the double. Perhaps it's the wake-up call he needed, and they really need him. Josh King's double consists of Villa away and Palace at home. The forwards have been so underwhelming this season. The premiums like Ronaldo, Kane and Lukaku are many of the budget picks. Watford have been quite defensive under Hodgson, however they have to string together some wins, and King and Dennis look the likeliest source of goals. Brozier completes the 11 for the fixture at home versus Everton. It looks the type of game on paper that could have plenty of goals. Brozier's been very impressive and looks like one of the best value picks in the game right now. If you're looking to move on the likes of King, Dennis or Calvert-Lewin after the double, then Brozier's a great option, and Southampton have a good run of fixtures ahead. On the bench it's De Gea, Calvert-Lewin, Dawson and Livramento. Brozier's on more predicted points than Calvert-Lewin, so we'll back the Southampton striker. Livramento is a concern as Walker-Peters has been playing quite well and he retained his spot since Livra's return from injury. We're not planning to free hit in Gameweek 27, so Livramento will need to make way for it. In terms of transfer plans, there's two routes being considered. The first is to roll the transfer, which gives us 6 double Gameweek players, which is okay but not great. The 2 bank transfers would be valuable in Gameweek 27 though, where DCL could be dropped for Weghorst, who has a double Gameweek, and Livramento could be sold too. The other option being considered is to attack this double Gameweek by selling Bruno for Son and Livramento for Tierney. I love the look of Arsenal's double, but the issue is that Tierney blanks in Gameweek 27. But in a way it's the same end result as we gain a fixture now but lose it in 27. If Arsenal get a confirmed double Gameweek 28 I'll be more inclined to make the move, but at the moment I'm 50-50. As always, I'll post my final team on the channel and on Twitter. If you would like to follow my team throughout the season, don't forget to hit subscribe. But for now, that concludes today's video. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments how your Gameweek 25 went and what your plan is for Gameweek 26. I read every comment, so if you enjoyed the video, let me know.